Hello, everybody. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Roseville Mystery School. And thank you for joining me for this very special video journal that I'm putting together called So Much to Be Grateful For. This is part one. I'm thinking there's going to be three parts. So I hope you'll stick with me through all three parts. The reason I'm doing this is, today is New Year's Eve day, December 31st, 2023. And I've been hearing so many people talk about how 2023 has been such a challenging year for them, such a difficult year for them. And I'm hoping that we can take a moment to kind of flip the rock over here and focus on how much there is to be grateful for that this past year has brought to us. And so whether you're watching it currently or sometime in 2024 or 2025, whenever you're watching it, everything that I share in these three parts of this video journal will be relevant to you, because from my perspective, while I am going to be speaking to the linear timeline that we call 2023, everything is always happening in the eternal now, in that place of non-linear space. And so in the eternal now, we can tap into anything and everything that has been or will ever be. And so know that this will be just as fruitful for you, whether you're watching it currently related to December 31st, 2023, or sometime down the road. Now, when 2023 started, I did a whole video journal about what were the aspects in the sky right at midnight, January 1st, to give us kind of a theme, an overarching theme of what we could look forward to for 2023. And I called that video The Path of Love. And I will put a link to this video journal in the description box below. It's not very long. And in that video journal, you'll find out why it is that I called 2023 The Path of Love. And actually, on the other end of 2023, looking back, I stand by that. For me, this has been a year where there have been many initiations that were all coming to us to help us break through into that space of divine love, into that embodiment of divine love. And so everything that happened over the course of this year, I think that you will see, looking through my lens as I go through this, that in fact 2023 has been the path of love. Now, in March, interestingly enough, let me move this over here for you. We had a very special conjunction. Venus and Jupiter came together in Aries. Venus, the sacred feminine, Jupiter, the cosmic guru, came together in Aries. And at the time, I did a video journal around this. I was describing the events related to this conjunction and the other aspects associated with it as humanity's evolutionary path being the embodiment of Christ consciousness. And you will see that this theme carries on throughout the rest of this year. Now, another big event that happened in March is that Saturnia made an ingress from the frequencies of Aquarius into Pisces. So this is a huge shift in paradigm that transpired in March, along with, as I said here, this concept, this theme of humanity's evolutionary path being one of embodying Christ consciousness. And the reason being is that we see that when Saturnia, who is the goddess of Capricorn, entered Pisces, which is the unified source field, unity consciousness, we have several ways in which we can experience those frequencies of Saturnia and Pisces as they blend together. Now, of course, this is not an exhaustive list. These are the things that came into my awareness. And as I go through them, they may even provoke other themes that you yourself have personally experienced over this year. So when we're talking about Saturnia in Pisces, we're talking about spiritual discipline and spiritual mastery. And you could see these as two sides of the same coin, because it takes this kind of spiritual discipline in order to achieve the spiritual mastery. And as such, you have the ability to master your own divine inheritance. And that is unique for each and every one of us. You also have an ability to be a way shower for unity consciousness and the ability to utilize unconditional love as your personal creative grid from which to manifest in our world. You can also manifest straight from source, allowing the source frequencies to move through you, use you as an instrument, and manifest whatever that divine will is. And you have the ability to stand in sovereignty as an embodiment of divine love. And we are all, whether you know it or not, embodiments of divine love. And in Sanskrit, we call that Prema Swarupa, embodiments of divine love. The other big shift that happened in March is Pluto made an ingress from Capricorn into Aquarius. When Pluto changes signs, this is a profound shift in paradigm because Pluto stays in a sign for about 20 years. And so Pluto put his toes into Aquarius for a while this year, came back into Capricorn, and he will be going back into Aquarius next year. He will not be moving into Pluto to stay until the end of 2024, but these tastes of these Plutonian energies are very potent and very powerful. So when Pluto is in Aquarius, we can experience the rise of global consciousness. We can also experience regeneration through higher levels of consciousness. And in this instance, I'm specifically referring to that Christ consciousness. We can experience transformation through quantum entanglement. And this ties back to the mystery schools and the Hermetic statement of as above, so below. We can have transformation through our personal alignment with the new earth reality. And we can have empowerment through the liberation of humanity. We can also experience empowerment through innovation and revolutionary technologies. And so these big shifts, Saturnia into Pisces, Pluto into Aquarius, also happened this year in the month of March. Now, April is a big deal because we had been up to this point experiencing the eclipse series known as the Taurus Scorpio eclipse series. April, however, was the very first eclipse in this new eclipse series that we are now well into. And this Aries Libra pathway is known as the path of conscious equal partnership. And we will be experiencing the eclipses on this pathway for the next 2 years. And so this is, again, a profound shift in terms of realigning humanity's evolutionary pathway to bring humanity into conscious equal partnership with ourselves, conscious equal partnership with the global community, conscious equal partnership with our embodiment of Christ consciousness. So that was really spectacular, and of course happened in April. Now in May, Jupiter entered Taurus. So he made his ingress from Aries into Taurus. That's the real earthy energies, all about embodiment. And so this paradigm shift for these Jupiter frequencies into Taurus have to do with transformation through embodiment, experiencing more expansive love. And why do I say that? Because Taurus, as an astrological sign, is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, and Jupiter expands and amplifies everything that it comes into connection with. Also, our carbon-based DNA was being and is being transformed into a crystalline structure, and that is aligned with the frequency of divine love. The structure, the sacred geometry of a quartz crystal is the exact frequency and structure as that of divine love. Now, in my Galactic New Earth project, we've been working with bringing online the 3rd strand through the 12th strand. And this Jupiter movement into Taurus is definitely a big part of this, where the 12 strands of DNA are being repaired up between the strand of DNA in our sacred vessel and the strand of DNA in our divine template. The dark forces cannot mess with the divine template. And so while they were able to unplug us, so to speak, from our divine template, which made those 3rd through 12 strands of DNA go dormant, the divine template and the 12 strands of DNA there have always been fully online. And so we've done all of this work this year in repairing, reactivating, regenerating those 12 strands of DNA, and Jupiter in Taurus was a big part of that. What we need to understand about those 12 strands of DNA is that each strand of successive DNA is at a higher frequency than the preceding one. So the 3rd strand of DNA is a 3D frequency. 4th strand of DNA, 4D frequency. 5th strand of DNA, 5D frequency. So now we're getting into the new Earth realm. And as we go up, the 12th strand of DNA that we brought online at a 12D frequency. And so in order for these sacred vessels to be able to integrate and embody these higher and higher frequency levels as these successive strands of DNA came online, Jupiter was creating that internal space, expanding our internal space so that we could calibrate to integrate and embody those higher frequencies. The other unique thing about bringing each of these strands of DNA back online is for every individual, your specific strands of DNA have unique spiritual gifts. And as we were regenerating each of those strands of DNA, we were unlocking those spiritual gifts. So I'm going to go ahead and pause now And thank you for watching just this first part. And I'm going to pick it up in part 2 with what happened come June. And it was spectacular. So I'll see you in part 2. Thank you.